Hello, everybody. Hello. This is a nice group of people. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Well, good afternoon, everybody. It's a great pleasure to be standing here today. And today I would like to give an update on the recent situation regarding the Houthi rebels. Very bad people. Today, Houthi rebels situated in Yemen attacked American flagged merchant ships in response to our continued support of Israel and Israeli interests. Here is what we know. An estimated 30-man crew were evacuated to a secondary ship while the first ship began to sink. Approximately $41 million in cargo were damaged as a result of the missile fire. That's a lot of money. 3 anti-ship ballistic missiles were fired at commercial ships. 1 misranged missile did not hit its intended target. 2 missiles fired at one of the 2 commercial ships by the name of La Shirta. The La Shirta navigation ship in the black box determines the ship began to sink at 8:15 p.m., very early in the morning. I don't even get up at that time. Approximately 5 of the 35 men crew were killed as a result of the impacted missile. The second ship, which was La Mesa, took on the evacuated fleet and initiated emergency procedures to evade the ships. Abdul Malik Baruddin al-Houthi, the leader of the movement, takes full credit for the attack. A very bad person. There has been chatter by the same group of people to attack more ships. Can you believe it? Captain Mosley Thomas led the La Mesa, and Captain Horace James was operating the La Shirta before it sank. Both of them safely aborted the La Mesa, the safety ship where all the safety was at. I had the chance to talk with both of them right before I came on this stage, and they are mad and they are fired up, because we can simply not allow this to continue on and just let all of these people attack all of these American ships. It's truly such a sad thing. The United States cannot bear the blunt of Islamic terrorists who seek nothing but the total destruction and alienation of America. But I will refuse to stand by and watch our sacred freedoms be taken. They're sacred and they're great freedoms. My, all of our grandparents, they probably fought in wars, and we have them to thank. And, I got a call from a veteran the other day, and they're just like, it's sad to see what's happening. And, I'd have to agree with them. So today I will be issuing an executive order in accordance with my powers under the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, pursuant to 50 U.S.C. 1701, to levy heavy sanctions on Iran, Syria, Hezbollah, and any other people who seek the destruction of our liberty, and aid these horrible, horrible Houthi rebels. They gotta go. In consultation with the Joint Chiefs, Military Operations, in the Red Sea against the Houthis will take place. We will make them feel the wrath of the United States military, and they will all go down like the dogs that they are. It's true. AKA, we're gonna bomb them, and we're just gonna bomb the hell out of them. I don't care. Don't mess with America. That's all I have to say. We're gonna bomb the hell out of them. My campaign had focused on the current and future threat of radical Islamic terrorism, and we will deliver on our promises to oversee the complete annihilation of ISIS, Hezbollah, and any others who seek to test American resilience. It's times like these that my once discussed temporary Muslim ban, which Democrats and radical constitutional witch dog liberals seek to block. They were like, we're going to block it. And I was like, very bad, very bad. But if today's attacks on merchant ships, Israel, and the Nice, France are not stopped, tomorrow could be New York or our very own capital. If Congress does not muster up the fight to bend Islamic terrorists, then I will. With that being said, today I will be releasing an executive order in the means of protecting our nation. We're going to bomb them. I will now take questions. I'm going to bring up a great senator, Mr. Clark. Hello, Mr. Senator Clark. How you doing?
Hey, Mr. President, how are you today?
I'm doing well, actually, I'm not doing great. You know why? I'm sick and tired of all these other people overseas thinking they can stomp all over us, and it's simply sad. It's very sad.
Yes, sir. My question is to you is I know this is probably classified information at this time, but are you in favor of a congressional declaration of war against these individuals? Not saying that that's going to happen, but are you in favor of that if that were to take place?
Well, I just mentioned that if Congress doesn't start taking things a lot more seriously, then, I will. And, quite frankly, if Congress believes that there needs to be a declaration of war, then I say that that yes, that these types of people can no longer stand on the face of the earth. And if they want to mess with America, then we're gonna hit back 10 times harder, and somebody else will be raising their sons and daughters.
Yes,
So yes,
sir.
to answer your question, yes.
As a Senate committee chairman on the Committee on Homeland Security and Armed Services, um, we have a dedication and a commitment to the American people to ensure that we're holding these terrorists and these barbaric people accountable. So I'm just letting you know, Mr. President, my office is open to voting in favor of a war declaration because we can't allow these silly bombers to keep attacking our Americans on here and abroad. So thank you, Mr. President. God bless you and God bless the country.
God bless you. Thank you, Maverick. A great guy. I'm going to regret this, but we're going to bring up Senator Underwood. Hello, Tyler. How you doing?
Hello, Mr. President.
What is your what is your question?
Now, I know you said that you want to ban all Muslims. Is that correct?
I didn't say that. You're putting words in my mouth.
Well, that's what you just said.
No, a Muslim ban.
Are you identifying? Are you saying that all Muslims are criminals?
Excuse me. No, I'm not dealing with you today. I'm not dealing with you today. You're not going to put words in my mouth. That is not what a Muslim ban means. That is not. We're not going to ban all Muslims. We're not going to send them back to the I'm not gonna say that. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring up Senator McCormick. Senator McCormick, hello,
Right.
Mary. How you
Sorry,
doing?
give me 1 second, Mr. President.
Go for it.
All right, can you hear me?
I can.
All right, great. I guess my first question is going to be for today. You said that you're going to bomb them and bomb them and bomb them some more, and that you didn't give a F, if I'm correct.
I said I don't care. Not I don't give a F. But
Sorry that you didn't. I'm sorry that you didn't care. You said that. So, are you going to bomb them responsibly, or are you just going to start bombing them?
Well, we're gonna bomb all of their we're not just gonna bomb you know, every single country that
I know, but I'm
with
just confused because it was kind of vague what you said. And I just want further clarification on what you mean just by bomb them and bomb them some more.
So I will read off the order to you that I sent to my Secretary of Defense as soon as I heard of this. I said I informed the Secretary of Defense to coordinate with United States allies overseas and bomb any known targets that are used by the Houthis or any of their subordinates. So anything that is ran by the Houthis, they will simply cease to exist.
Okay, and my next question is going to be: have you informed the Gang of Eight?
I have.
Okay, if you say so.
Great.
Great. Okay, my next question is going to be: do you believe that there's more? I'm not personally. I'm not disagreeing with the bombing of them, and I'm not disagreeing with the declaration of war. But don't you? Would you say that there's other ways to go about this than going straight into war?
Well, quite frankly, I thought about that, and to be honest, I would not have supported the war, but in fact, I just got a note card right here. Let me read off. Oh, well, this is actually classified information. I'm sorry, but I have just received word of something else that has happened that really peeves my nerves, And quite simply, we cannot allow them to exist any further if they're just going to continue running all over us. Because here's the point: if we bomb them, then they can simply just because we haven't bombed them yet. I've given the orders to bomb them, and we're preparing it. But they can just evacuate from the places. You see, if we have a war and we simply defeat these radicals, then and they surrender, then they will no longer be able to cause harm on United States citizens. And
so you're calling for a war, if I'm correct.
Pardon?
So you're calling for Congress to declare war, correct?
I would be in favor of it. I'm
okay.
Not saying they do or do not. I'm saying I'm in favor of it. If they do, I am in favor of it.
All right. And do you know how many members are within? Let me go find this. Are within the Yemen Houthi rebels?
I do not have the exact number on me. I can get somebody to bring up how many there are.
Well, whenever you do, I will. Can you please release that to the public? All I want to say is, what sense will it make? Yeah, thank you, Frank. How sense does it make going against a small? I'm not even saying that they're not dangerous, but what sense does it make going on a full scale war with a somewhat small rebel group? We can easily defeat them with our missiles, with our military equipment. We can easily send teams in there to kill them.
That's right.
Other than just going simply to war. Thank you for your time, Mr. President.
No worries. So
raise his hand.
Give me just a second, Grady. Give me just a second. So that is a very good question. Very good point. The Houthis are associated with other countries that are stronger and can come in for backup if the Houthis are defeated. They are allies with other people. And, if they are allies with said Houthi rebels, then they will most likely come to the defense of the Houthis. And then that is just somebody else that we have to fight off as well. And so bombing them, which is going to already happen, would only take care of a smaller portion of a bigger problem, if that makes sense. Points to Grady. Go ahead.
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding of what's happening here is, as at least as far as I'm concerned, a recommendation that the Congress to declare a state of war to exist between the United States and the Houthi rebels. Is that correct?
If they pass it, then I will support it. Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm not totally tracking is what's the logic behind declaring a state of war between the United States and a non-state actor. Obviously, we've had things like the global war on terror, but in that situation, it's not an actual declaration of war on a non-state actor. It is a declaration of war on an ideology, right? So how does the United States plan to, let's just say this, win a war when you can't take over the Houthi rebels because they don't have a border, right? It's just a blob of ideology that is admittedly hard to defeat. So what is the United States' policy when it comes to fighting war with a non-state actor?
Well, thank you for that question. That is a good question and a very respectable question. I just need to change the camera angle here. Thank you. Okay. So all of the logistics would still need to be worked out because, I just got notified of this like just a little while ago. The logistics of that would simply be if any country were to harbor these rebels and not turn them over to the United States, then we would declare not necessarily war on that country, but we would be on a mission to eliminate members of the Houthi rebels that reside in that country.
Okay, within that, with that idea in mind, why would there be a necessity to declare a state of war when we can just, even if it just means writing it and approving an AUMF for that specific purpose, declaring a state of war in as opposed to an AUMF is two different things. So what's the mindset behind that? What's tracking there? I mean, if Congress passes and approves an authorization for the use of military force with specific regards to identifying and fighting the Houthi rebellion, then there's no necessity to declare a state of war, right? We haven't declared a state of war since World War II. So why are we making that move when there's no need to? That's my understanding. Because my understanding of a state of war is between two separate states.
All I said was that if Congress were to pass it, then I would support it. I'm not saying they need to pass it. I'm saying if they were to pass it, then I would support it. Obviously, we have not navigated around the logistics of if there were to be a possible war. Right now, we are only in that bombing elimination phase. But all I'm saying is that if Congress were to pass it, then I would support it. And once that once that declaration of war is drafted up, then I would instruct my Department of Defense to look at the exact logistics on how we would go about fighting such a war like that.
Are you saying that DoD has not yet been even looking into logistics of engaging the Houthi rebellion?
Pardon?
Are you saying that DoD hasn't even looked into engaging the Houthis yet? There hasn't been any plans drawn up. There hasn't been any moves made in preparation for that. Like this is just a
They have, but
okay.
obviously, it's there is one level of preparation, and then it is about to happen, level of preparation, which obviously that is where we look at it,
Well,
a
planning
lot
versus
more.
movement are two different things,
Pardon?
right? Well, planning versus actual troop movement is two different things, right? Like,
Correct.
okay. And correct me if I'm wrong. I haven't, being the chair of the armed services for the House, I haven't heard anything about this. So,
Well,
is this in motion to your
I notified the Gang of Eight.
notified them of what exactly?
Of the bombing operation.
Okay. All right. Sits back down.
Thank you. Always a pleasure. Oops, I accidentally dragged you down. All right, we're gonna bring up Senator Tyrone Johnson. Waits for him to come up.
Can you hear me, Jim?
Yes, hello.
Hey, great. Anyway, Mr. President, I got a quick question.
Go for it.
Why don't you just go ahead and nuke this group? Make it easy and more simple. Just wipe them out that quick.
Well, we're bombing all of the areas that are associated with the Houthis and their other places that they mainly control. But as I said, they are a smaller part. As I said in a previous question, they are a smaller part
So what that mean?
of a bigger problem. There are countries that are helping aid the Houthis, and if the Houthis go down, then the other countries that are going to be aiding, or that were aiding the Houthis, will continue to attack American forces. So I'm saying the Houthis are representing a smaller part of a bigger problem, and that problem is terrorism and the harming of American soldiers overseas. I hope that answers your question. All right. Mr. Vice President. Ooh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hold on. I should have changed my name before I came up here because I do have a question. Hold on.
Oh.
Let me find it. All right, hold on. Mr. President.
Ooh, yes. Hello, Hakeem Michaels. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Mr. President, the Houthi rebels operate within all of the Middle East. So are we going to send bombers across the Middle East, or are we just doing it in Yemen?
So their main hotspot, as you probably know, is in the, I wouldn't even call it country, I would say region of Yemen. So they would primarily take place there. But if there is another spot that my National Security Council and my military advisors see fit, then they will be taken care of quickly and without hesitation.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome. All right, we're gonna go ahead and bring up Representative Ron Rockefeller. How you doing, Ron?
I'm doing good. My only question here is if Congress were in a scenario to pass the declaration of war and you sign it, does the White House have a plan to like make this war short and not make it a prolonged war,
I'm sorry,
like in Afghanistan?
Could you repeat that question? You were cutting out on my side.
Okay, so let's say that Congress passes the declaration of war, okay, and you sign it. How can the White House make sure that this war is going to be short and not like a prolonged war, like in Afghanistan?
Well, in the situation that happened in 2001, 2003, 2004, all that, with Afghanistan, I will say it, that war, and I said it at the time, that war was I'm going to talk about the Iraq war here for a second, but the Iraq war was a total mistake. And, I felt like, what happened in Afghanistan was an extension of simply not having the proper resources before starting the war. Because, some government officials lied, some government officials were telling the truth, and nobody really knew what or who to believe. And, at the time, whenever that war started, nobody knew what the hell was going on. All they knew was that they were going to try and point fingers and play the blame game. And, now we have a direct target. We know who we need to defeat. And we are the United States, and we can take care of it very quickly and without hesitation.
Do you think you'll have bipartisan support for this so-called future war?
Well,
if it happens,
I hope so. Because we cannot allow these people to just continue to run wild and keep bombing our ships and harming our military. Because quite honestly, it's a disgrace. And it is sad what they're doing. We have to stand up to these people. We have to act. And I hope Congress does make the right decision, whether it's just going the way of just having the DoD do the missile strikes, or if it is a declaration of war. Then I think both routes are good.
All right, that's all. God bless you, Mr. President.
God bless you. Thank you, Ronald. Appreciate it. All right, we'll bring up Mary.
Hello, Mr. President.
Oh, hello, Shonda. How you doing?
Oh, hold on, give me 1 second.
Oh, yes.
Hello, Mr. President.
Hello, Shonda. How you doing?
Hello, this is Shonda with the back, or big booty Shonda with your backyard. Sorry. With your backyard news. Anywho, what are you planning to do?
Excuse me.
Huh?
Who gave you a press pass?
Who gave me a press pass?
Yes.
I got it from a business partner of mine. Her name is Shonda Jackson. She works at CBS.
Okay, yeah. So you're representing
Sharonda.
CBS.
Oh yes, I got it from Sharonda. She works at CBS.
Fake news, CBS. All right, go ahead.
Yes, not CBS, CVS. The little store down there.
Oh, okay, yes. You said
CBS. I'm sorry. That. Anywho, move on.
You can buy press passes for $4.99 at CVS. All right.
I sure did, and it wasn't even $4.99. I bought it with my food stamps. But that's beside the point, Mr. President. going on. Sorry. What do you? I'm sorry. Ooh, that caught me off guard. What do you? When do you plan to have a congressional meet? Well, not congressional meeting, but just a general meeting with Congress as a whole to lay the foundations for the rest of your term, or if you planning on running for a second time.
Well, I have no official statement at the time on if I'll run for a second term. Obviously, I have to look at the state of the country and really see if they are, if the country as a whole is prepared for that change in leadership. If we've accomplished everything we need to accomplish.
Okay, and Mr. President, my food stamps is running out.
Oh,
I'm going broke.
oh.
I can't buy no more of that good stuff.
Well, all I'll say is you might have to go buy a subscription at Planet Fitness, or you can head on down to the White House gym. Thank you very much, Chandra. Always a pleasure. Thank you. All right. Anybody else? I'll take any question. Going once. Going twice. Oh, look, it's Maverick. Look at that.
Oh, sorry, Mr. President. I'm calling in from my Washington D.C. office.
Hello.
Mr. President, I know there's a lot of people ask you some questions about stuff like this. My main question is, why didn't you order military action or wait for military action to commence, such as a bomb being successfully dropped on these terrorists prior to coming up to this stage? It just looks a little bit strange that, if you get where I'm coming from.
I do. And as I said, I like to keep an open communication with the American people, and I simply wanted them to know what is happening. But whenever I came on this stage, they were in the air. They were almost there. And I just wanted to come out here as it was happening. I do not know the how the results were because I have not gotten off this stage yet. But there will be a release from my office tonight in regards to how it went. Because I still have to get briefed on how it went, the operation, all that.
Okay. And secondly, what is the current state on, I know this is off topic, but what is the current state of the administration going into a United Nations?
So my Secretary of State, out of roleplay, he's been having some stuff going on, IRL, that he had to get taken care of. I'm not gonna leak his business on here. But but there are some that we have been looking at, and I believe we are very, very close to applying to one, because he just got back in full force yesterday, but we are very close. It's taken a little bit longer than I would have hoped, but we're getting it done.
All right, brother. Thank you, brother.
You're welcome, brother. All right. Today is actually the anniversary of my first year as president of the United States. Look at that. I was just sad I couldn't have signed the executive orders, the 2 executive orders I said I was going to sign today. But those will be signed and released either tomorrow or Monday. All right. If there is no further questions, I have to take a nice flight over on Air Force One to Massachusetts, 1st District. And, you know, we're going to go out to George Floyd's rally, and it's going to be a time, and I'll be briefed on Air Force One. And, you know, if I have any other updates, I will address them at Mr. Floyd's rally. But I want to thank everybody for coming out this evening. I'm sorry there was not a lot of positive news to be discussed, but we're handling this, and we're handling it fast, and we're handling it very, very quickly. Because, you know, we can't sit idly by and allow these people to just continue to walk all over us, and because we are the United States, and we don't take that type of bullshittery from anybody else. As I said on the campaign trail this time, we bullwhip the bullshit, and the Houthis are the bullshit. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.